The Winfields, Simpson's neighbors, are moving away to Florida to run out the clock and, most importantly, get away from the Simpsons. As they see the family as uncivilized, especially Homer, to help them sell their house, the couple request Homer not to discourage potential buyers wearing pants, discarding the jack-o'-lanterns from past Halloweens, and covering the garbage cans so as not to attract wildlife. Homer refuses to do all this and nearly gets into a fight with the caribou, misidentified as a moose, from the opening sequence of Northern Exposure. Sometime later, Bart Simpson and Lisa Simpson explore the newly sold house of Curiosity. Go into the basement. Bart scares Lisa away through making up how the Winfields had a deformed son they forgot to take with them, but a beautiful girl takes advantage of his spooking and surprises him, shocking himself unconscious. When he wakes up, the girl who checks on him greets him, and that her name is Laura Powers, his new neighbor. Meanwhile, Homer watches an advertisement on television about the Frying Dutchman, an all-you-can-eat seafood restaurant run by Captain Horatio McAllister, and wants to go. Bart develops a crush on Laura. In the meantime, Homer and Marge visit Ruth Powers at the house where she and Laura moved in. After Marge gives Ruth a welcome to the neighborhood basket, which includes a gift for the man of the house, which appears to be Ruth, since it appears to be just her and her daughter. After knowing that Marge seemed uncomfortable, Ruth, after casually explains that she and Laura's father got a divorce a couple years previously, with her being the one to get custody of their daughter. Meanwhile, as Bart and Laura hang out, Laura later taunts Dilf and Kearney, two of the Springfield bullies, when they crudely try pick-up lines on her. Laura looks at Bart's palm and predicts that he's going to be rich. She spits in his hands and says, "And there's the swimming pool," before leaving to attend her new home. Bart says he's never going to wash that hand again, and that is later undone when its filth becomes unmanageably adhesive. Later, Homer can't find a babysitter for his and Marge's date, so Bart suggests that Laura should babysit them, to which Homer agrees. When asking if Laura can babysit Ruth when Laura gets back, she'll send her over. Before leaving, Homer remembers there was something he wanted to discuss, and Ruth remembers it was dating, which Homer is glad that she remembered. Ruth said she'd be more than glad to meet some of Homer's friends. Bart then takes a bath and dresses up to impress Laura, which Lisa teases Bart about. When she arrives, they share dinner, and Bart even accepts a dance with her. Meanwhile, Homer goes to the restaurant with Marge. Ignoring the fact that Marge is allergic to seafood, Homer orders an all-you-can-eat and literally eats everything, according to one of the staff members. Homer proceeds to eat all the shrimp and 2 plastic lobsters, continuing to eat all past closing time and completely taking an unfair advantage of the offer. Captain McAllister finally kicks the struggling Homer out after midnight, since even after hours of constant eating, he still wasn't full. He goes to the trial with his lawyer Lionel Hutz, claiming false advertising with help from an entire jury of obese people. In her testimony, Marge is reduced to tears as she recalls how she and Homer drove around for hours afterward, looking for another all-you-can-eat fish seafood restaurant before he then went fishing. Winning the case, Homer instead negotiates with the captain and makes an out-of-court agreement, with Homer now allowed to truly have all he can eat, in exchange for being put on display in the restaurant for publicity as Bottomless Pete, nature's cruelest mistake. Marge, of course, is humiliated. Hoping to gain advice about relationships, Grandpa gets a birthday visit from Bart, who then tells him about his failed relationship with the oldest woman in the world. Later, Bart talks to Homer about the subject, in which Homer is encouraged to teach his son about the facts of life, but fails upon coming into a drunken stupor. At night, Bart is called to a meeting by Laura in the treehouse, which Laura tells Bart the news that she is dating Jimbo Jones, who Bart feels both resentment towards him being the scourge of Springfield and is no good for a girl like Laura. When Laura and Jimbo kiss and make out during Homer's court case, Bart makes a prank call to Moe's Tavern, posing as Jimbo. Moe then comes over and threatens Jimbo with a rusty kitchen knife, causing him to burst in tears and cower in the face of danger, resulting in Laura realizing that he's no good for her, dumping him and kicking him out of the house. Laura tells Bart that she would date him if he were old enough to grow a mustache, and kisses him, much to surprise. Eventually, Bart and Laura make another prank phone call to Moe's and then laugh.